Hello.
Hey!
It's almost live at 5. What time is it? It's 4:57. We have 3 more minutes.
Come on, y'all.
Come on in. When you get in here, like and share.
Live at 5.
I'm ready. You ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
She's nervous.
I'm a little nervous. But you know.
I am too, though.
Only because of some of the things I'll be talking about today, but that's okay. Because
Don't be nervous. It's our truth.
It's our truth. It's my truth. Her truth. So, no reason to be nervous, right?
Nope. Why? Because I define me.
I define me. All right, 4:58.
Go ahead and do live on your phone.
Either I define me or
You. Good. You want to put it over there with the others? Oh, rotate your device. Oh. Hopefully that's... Yay, JD! We see
Hi,
you.
JD. I can't see people's comments though.
The wine of the week.
Look at it. I have mine.
And I'm about to do a refill.
Hello. Welcome
Like and share.
Welcome to our live at 5, everybody. Come on in. Hello, Allison and Deshaun.
Yes.
Sage Stewart, Trent.
Yay. Hey, Kate. Hey, JD. So, welcome to I Define Me's Live at 5. I am Harvetta.
And I am Marissa.
So, we want to start off by just telling everybody what IDM stands for. And, of course, IDM is I Define Me. A little bit of history about how it started and how it became what it is today. So, it actually started with myself and my ex-husband. So, he was in a barbershop one day and someone asked him what kind of boot he had on. And he looked at them and said, it doesn't matter. So, you know, the kids at school right now, they've got this thing, or it might have been last year, where people look at them and be like, what are those? You know, so when he said it doesn't matter, he was like, you know what? I define me. So he came up with the concept and we got together and it just kind of moved on from there. How did I end up with it solo? This is part of my truth, and we're going to talk about our truths today. So, I'm divorced. Got it in the divorce settlement, right? Hey, all divorce things aren't bad. So, got a lot of things going on in my life. So, I got a lot of things I've started, a lot of things that I haven't finished. And I tell people, untapped potential is still untapped potential. So I met Miss Marissa Brooks, and we were having conversations, and just the things that she was talking about totally lined up with the vision that I have, and then things I was saying, she was like, oh my God.
Yes, I got super excited, y'all. Y'all understand. I was like, woo!
Yes. So it was lining
Upper
up.
level.
Right. Amen. I receive that. Lining up with some of the things that she does, and I was like, oh my God, you know what? Let's partner. I've got this great thing over here. You got all these great ideas. You know, it's no need for us not empowering other people, helping other people. in return helping ourselves and one another. So that is how we became the I Define Me duo.
Yes.
So today we want to start off by sharing some of our truths, because the only way to help others define who they are and to be able to tell their truth so that they can totally heal is if we do it first.
Make ourselves relatable. You know, sometimes you have to be a little bit transparent so that people can see that you've been there and you know what you're talking about. You've been there. I've been there. I've been through a lot of stuff, and I'm going to talk about them today. Not everything, but I give you a little taste of it. All right.
Right.
Little taste.
And so every week we are going to have a wine of the week. And this week's wine of the week is Moscato d'Asti.
It's so good, y'all.
Oh my God, it's so sweet. I don't
Super
care
good.
for red wine, and I like for it to be sweet. So it doesn't matter the brand of Moscato d'Asti, just make sure that it says d'Asti. Also at the end, we are going to have a special guest to come on, because another thing that I want for us to do is we want to highlight a local artist. It is so much talent here in Louisville. It's so many resources here in Louisville. Every time I go somewhere, I'm telling people about resources. I'm learning about resources. So I wanted to create a platform to share those resources with everyone else. Louisville is rich with resources. Yes. It is so rich with resources. The problem is no one knows about everything that's out there. So we're going to have a resource highlighted every week as well, and let you all know how to connect with these individuals, what they need from you, but they're going to be sharing with you the things that they can do to assist you. But today it's going to be about us sharing with you a little bit of our truth, and that's pretty much where we are.
And if you are the talent, or if you are the resource, please inbox us so that we can have you on the show live at 5 every Sunday, okay?
And we've got something else coming in the future, but we're going to wait till it's super official before we share it with everybody. Also, today we're going to talk about a little something. Some of you may know what this is. And no, it's not a wine glass.
No, it's not.
So we're going to get to that later on as well. So, hey, Kelly, love you, girl. Yay, yes, let me know. So we're going to get on with this. So, you ready?
You want to start?
You want me to start?
Yes, you go ahead and start.
Okay. So I'm going to start. I might have to.
Yeah, when you start speaking your truth, you know.
Yeah, I might have to pick this up and wipe my eyes. So, okay. My truth. So the whole thing with IDM, so the tag is, you know, the life I lead and the beliefs I hold are why I understand that greatness and success are not determined by the material displays or the opinions of others. The name of the label doesn't matter what it is. People put so many labels on us. I'm here to let everybody know that none of that matters, because you define you. So I'm going to talk about some of the labels that were placed on me, some situations that happened to me in life that made me insecure, made me think that I was not beautiful. I didn't even think I was pretty until I was like in my 20s. That's hard for a lot of people to believe. You know, just a lot of insecurities, some that I still actually have, but by the grace of God, I'm coming out of them. So when I was, I know. So when I was younger, my mom and my dad were both married to other people. So I was actually born from an adulterous affair. My sister found out about this. Well, she just knew that I wasn't their father's child when she was 12. So she would say mean stuff like, "You're not our sister. We found you." And she even went so far as to tell me that I was a boy. So she kind of like squeezed her leg and cellulite came up. I'm about 10 or 11. I didn't even know what cellulite was, right? So she said, "This is how you know that you're a girl." Mm-hmm. So she said, "Squeeze your leg." So I would squeeze my leg, and it would just be like the little lines like that, because wasn't no fat. I was truly shaped like the 12-year-old little boy. So back then, in my mind, I felt like I was a boy. My hair was real short. Raised by my grandmother, she didn't know what to do with my hair, so I would actually braid ribbons into my hair.
Wow. To make it longer?
To make it look long, and put barrettes on the end. And people would talk about me, and, you know, but that's all I knew how to do to help, you know. Mm-hmm. Then when I was in middle school, I know, right? I asked her if she wanted tissue earlier, and it's like, I might need some myself.
Yeah.
Everybody knows He-Man. So remember the character Skeletor. So I've always had these high cheekbones. And it's some folks out there, they still live in Louisville. They might even tune in one day. They used to actually call me Skeletor. Right, because of these high cheekbones, not realizing.
And guess what? They're beautiful, baby. Right.
So I know, right? It really sucks. So later on in life, when I discovered, people, wanted to buy these cheekbones. It's like, wow. I was always real skinny, and my sister used to say to me, and I love you, sister. I just got to tell my truth. Our relationship's not like that today, but these are some of the things that stuck with me.
Yeah.
She would say stuff like, nobody wants a bone but a dog.
No.
Yeah, seriously. So a lot of times, I know, right? I told her she was gonna need some. So it's like just right there in the kitchen. Okay. So those things that people say to us are things that stick to us and make us feel like we don't deserve something, or it just makes us feel. I'm gonna choke my cousin. Do not call me right now, people. So it kills your self-esteem. And, you grow up with these hurts. So it's bad enough I didn't have my dad around. I didn't know who he was until I was 11 when I went to his funeral. My mom was in prison. She spent a lot of time in prison. And I even remember one day sitting under a table in the living room, because I was always real tiny, right? And I heard her say, well, Harvetta acts like, she doesn't love me, or she doesn't want to be bothered unless there's something that I could do for her. Mm-hmm. Well, heck, I didn't know her. So a lot of these things, actually, I'm so sorry, y'all. A lot of these things made me feel like I was less than. And I carried a lot of that stuff with me through life, even in relationships. So when you don't have your mom and you don't have your dad, and siblings or relatives make you feel like you less than everybody else, then where do you think you're going to look for love at? So in my 15-year-old mind, I decided that I want somebody to love me for me no matter what. And I didn't know a greater love than the love that a child had for their mother, because of the way that I loved my mother and she wasn't there. So at 15, I got pregnant on purpose. On purpose. I didn't think about, how it would affect my son later on if his father wasn't around. I just wanted somebody to love me for me. And as a 15-year-old, we know about brain development. You do what you can, and even that has impacted my son's life. So some of the decisions that we make in life have nothing to do with today. Mm-hmm. It goes all the way back to some things that were in our past. So one of the things we want to do to empower women is first get to the root of our stuff, so that we can give other people the freedom and know that they have permission to get to the bottom of their stuff, so that they can no longer live by things that people say, or material things, or just anybody else's opinion. So that's a little bit of my truth. I guess I'll give a little bit more. So outside of that,
bouncing it out of mine.
Well, yeah, we can do that.
Because something overlaps.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so hello everybody. My name is Marissa Lene, and I was an educator since 2010 in JCPS, and I recently stepped out of the classroom to take time to deal with me, to make sure that I'm okay and that I'm living in my passions and doing the things that I want to do in life to be able to be the most effective. So a little bit about my history. When I was younger, I had a lot of issue with the way I look, kind of like Harvetta, except mine was the total opposite. I wasn't skinny. I was the plump little girl, but it wasn't even about the plumpness. Mine was colorism. So my father, he was in and out of my life. He wasn't there. But one thing, and I was trying to figure out why my father didn't want to be a part of my life. What's wrong with me? Why don't you want to be a part of my life? And so, my young mind immediately noticed that all the women that my father had messed with they were light skinned. My mother is very, very bright and yellow and fair skinned, fair complected, and I'm dark, and my father is dark skinned. And so in the African American community, a lot of darker men, they date lighter skinned women. And for me, I always assumed it was because they didn't want dark skinned children. They wanted light skinned children. And so I'm the only dark skinned daughter that he has. So I was assuming that, maybe the reason why my father rejected me is because I am his dark child, and that he wanted a light skinned daughter like my mother. And my mother's beautiful. And, at that time, I couldn't appreciate my dark skin. But it made me have go through a stage of self-hatred. I hated my dark skin. And I wanted this love so bad in a male figure. And I had a father figure, but it wasn't my father. It wasn't the one that, that had it wasn't the man that I was seeking. I wanted my father. And so, this is the hard part. So as a teenager, I wanted a man so bad that I would seek love through sex. I got really, really good at, not to say it like that, but I got really, really good at sex, so that in hopes of, a man loving me. Maybe if he can't love this dark, beautiful skin now, that's my mindset now, but at that time couldn't love this dark skin, then maybe he'll love my body. Maybe he'll love what I can do for him. Maybe he'll love what I can give him. Mm-hmm. And so, that was a really, really hard time in my life emotionally, because I was seeking love in all the wrong places. And I was seeking love, trying to look for a man, looking for a father in boys. And so the other part to my early life is that I'm a young girl who witnessed domestic violence. And not that these are, new issues and,
but it's real. These are our truths.
These are our truths. I witnessed domestic violence, and I watched a man hurt the women that I love. And the funny part about it is, when I grew up, I experienced domestic violence as well. And so, with me experiencing domestic violence, I knew that I wanted to change the quality of my life. Mm-hmm. I wanted to live my best life. So when I came out of the classroom, that was my time to get me together, okay? To get me together, to think about Marissa Lene, and to make sure that Marissa Lene is okay. I have a story, y'all. I have so many stories, and
all have them.
And yes, we have them. And I want myself to be relatable to others, but through my stories, I want to empower people. So in the education system, I was able to touch children's lives, but my goal in turn became to educate whole families, to keep the whole family together. So I decided to go back to school. So I'm currently in school, in graduate school. Yay. I'm in graduate school, pursuing my master's in marriage and family therapy.
Hey, but this is the reality. So and of course y'all can't raise your hands, but just hit heart if the path that you're on right now is a direct result of something that happened to you in your life. I remember being in grad school and they asked us to write a passion paper, and my paper was, I said that I wanted to, in my career, wanted to be able to help people that have gone through something that I went through, mm-hmm. Single parent, just single parent, young, things going on, and, I landed at Family Scholar House. So my passion for what I do has nothing to do with the money. It's nonprofit. However, I love what I do. I love it when the girls, when I see them discover themselves and when they walk in their truth and when they finally get that voice that has always been within them, and that's really what this whole I Define Me movement is about. And it's not just for women, it's for men too. So we're going to also have a show, and it's going to be called The Truth Behind His Tears. I have a few men that I've already talked to, and today, one in particular, we were having a conversation, and he said, he idolized Tupac, and he said, Tupac's music was his battle cry. And I said to him, but it was still him crying. So many of our men are hurt. They are hurt. And we are hurting. So the only way to heal a community is if we heal ourselves, and the only way to help someone else, because I'm just a firm believer in everything that we go through is to help someone else later on. We're so stuck on, oh God, why me? And in my mind, I hear God saying, why not you? We got to share. I heard a lady one time say, anything you can't talk about is controlling you.
Man. And you have to live in reality, because if you're not living in reality, you're not able to acknowledge that, there's a problem, or you can't acknowledge your truth. So once you acknowledge your truth, man, then you're able to see the problem and make a change. Yeah. See where I'm at, and I'm not even there yet. I'm still climbing. I'm still pushing. Amen. I still go through it. I still struggle, but I came a mighty long way, honeys. Amen. A mighty long way. But I'm one of those people. I celebrate every single milestone, because you have to, because it's such a long journey to the destination. But you know what? I'm very faithful. And fortunately for me, I had a grandmother that was super strong. Me too. That woman empowered me. Even when I thought that my skin was dark and ugly, guess what? I had someone beside me. It's all it takes is one person. I had someone beside me to say, honey, you are beautiful. You have beautiful skin. Love who you are. God didn't make any mistake when he made you. Love yourself. Right. And through your confidence, she told me this at a young age. She said, through your confidence, Marissa, you will inspire other people and empower other people to love themselves.
Amen. And that's what I want to say for everybody that is watching. Kelly, she's on here as, is it Kels? Kels Michelle. Kel has a story. Everybody sees the great things that she's doing. Everybody sees it. I see it. I'm so proud of you, Kelly. You inspire me. I know I don't say it all the time. It's so many people that inspire us. And if we don't tell our truths, then other people are going to miss out. The only way that other people will get free is through us. So everybody on here has a story to tell. We're going to work on becoming unbound and being able to free ourselves so that we can free others. And you know what? Not worrying about what people think. No. The same way as a butterfly, where the caterpillar goes into its cocoon, people don't understand what's going on inside of the chrysalis. I like to say a chrysalis experience will totally separate you from everything, everybody, and it will transform you. If you think about a caterpillar going through that, it is literally liquefied. And when it comes out, people don't even recognize it anymore. and it never lives like it used to live. So all of that stuff that had us in bondage and bound, the opinions of others, the lack, the not knowing ourselves, the seeking love in relationships, I've gone through quite a few. I didn't learn about love, and I didn't love my ex-husband until I divorced him. Because me, I was super holy. Lord, I know what you able to do, but soon as things didn't happen the way I thought they should happen, deuces, and I was out of there. And real love doesn't do that. Right. So we want other people to be free, to be able to tell their own truth. That's it. And for them to tell their own truth. Right.
And so for me, a part of my passion and part of my mission now, especially when I become a marriage and family therapist, when I become a marriage and family therapist.
She already is. When she gets the license, to prove it. We need to start speaking where we are.
Right.
She is.
My passion is in the urban community. We have so much talent, like she said earlier. We have so much talent. We have so many strengths. We have so many gifts. And I want to start one family at a time, empowering families. We need to stop having these fatherless families. I charge the urban community for fathers to stand up and take care of your responsibility.
Not only fathers stand up,
mothers.
Mm-hmm.
What are you gonna say? What are you gonna say?
Choices.
Go with that.
We're going to choices. So I told her we wasn't gonna be controversial. I told her. So when we choose these men, we choose them based upon our needs right now. Where we are right now. If I'm emotionally needy, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to choose somebody that satisfies my emotional need. If I don't have any money, I'm going to compromise and date Flavor Flav. You know you done dated an ugly dude. Come on now. Give me some hearts if you dated an ugly dude and he covered all of your expenses.
Did y'all hear her? She said she's gonna date Flavor Flav if she has
Biz
to.
Markie, Craig Mack, come on, you know what I'm saying? Let him put a little flavor in your ear just so you can get those bills paid. Don't lie, come on now.
I ain't lying.
Any area where we're needy, we will compromise. So we've got to get ourselves out of a needy situation, whether it's financially needy, emotionally needy, spiritually needy. Any area we are needy in, we will compromise. And when we know who we are and when we love ourselves, guess what? We won't settle for Mr. Right Now. We'll have the patience, know our worth, and we'll be able to hold still for Mr. Right.
So what she's saying is, if you upgrade yourself,
we can make sure that hold the men accountable.
We can hold the men accountable.
So the type of guys, and you all, chime in. What type of guys do you attract? Do the thugs come up to you?
Yeah.
They don't come up to me.
They come up to me.
They don't come up to me.
I have a plethora of dudes. Now recently I done got the old dudes.
And I'm attracting the married ones. I don't know what's going on. And it may, now I'm going to get really deep. Considering I was conceived out of an affair, might have something to do with what we attract.
But you know what? Maybe it's because, I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. You're supposed to, replicate
what you portray.
Yes.
That's good. We attract what we portray.
Yes.
So if you're attracting these guys that are nothing,
then I am. But I am.
I've been there.
OGs.
I've been there.
Those G's, they have a little money.
But what is it that they see in you where they think that, hey, well, maybe if I just throw her some money?
I don't know. See, I gotta self-reflect. Sometimes we got self-reflect often.
Exactly. I'm just saying. So yeah, scary. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Let's move on.
We're gonna move on from there. We're gonna move on. So
what we were saying, what I was saying was, remember there's power in keeping families together. Now we do live in the system kind of, encourages women to almost be single.
Hold on. So Brittany, I'm sorry, not to cut her out, I want to address you all. I read an article about black women not getting married as much. Is this an issue? Only thing we can speak is our truth. I was married. Do I plan to remarry again? I hope so. I have no problem getting married again. And I'm not one of those where it's like, didn't work that time, I ain't gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it again. I'm just making sure that I'm whole because I don't want to take my mess into a relationship. And I think too, what I've noticed, and even with myself, but I can do it now because I don't have any young kids at home, so I'm working and trying to get my career going. So as far as African-American women, I think now we're kind of working more and we're focused on self.
We are focused on self, but then you have to acknowledge the system. You know what I'm saying? The system is made right now. I know you don't want to go there, but the system right now is made. It's encouraging people to be single almost because it's the benefits are greater.
Go ahead.
The benefits, well, appear greater. Not they aren't greater, but they appear greater.
But it keeps you in a poverty mindset.
That's the poverty mindset.
So again, guess what? You wouldn't need the system if your mindset wasn't there to begin with. So it still goes back to our mindset and our choices.
Yes.
We can't put everything on the system. If you know what jail is like, or that we're going to go this way. If we know the only thing they teach at school is X, Y, Z. We know that, right? Mm-hmm. Do we know that? Mm-hmm. I'm an educator as well. We know that, mm-hmm. right? So why would we not educate our kids
about everything else?
About everything else. We can't say, well, the school's not teaching them nothing. Guess who their first teacher is? So I'm just saying. So, we can't put it on the system. I do understand the system. Yes. Make no mistake what I'm saying. However, one thing that I've noticed is, oh God, I said I wasn't going to get controversial. We don't hold ourselves accountable.
We don't. I see that a lot. And then the other part of it is that, what I going back to my mission mm-hmm. is we have within the urban community, we have a lot of people that have unresolved loss and trauma. And they haven't dealt with that loss and trauma. And so therefore, the way that they're handling their stress, the way that they're, the behaviors that they're showing their children, that your children are replicating that behavior and going into the school systems and in stressful situations.
They're going everywhere. They're going into Walmart, the school,
the trampoline park, and acting during food. But
we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah, it's a reality.
It is,
it's
but
a reality.
So it's a shame that responsible parents who have taught their kids mm-hmm. well can't take their kids places because of others. So it's not all them. So I don't ever want to get into...
You don't lump them all together.
No,
but yes,
we'll never do reality. That. Right. So, where we want to go? Anybody else got any questions? Anybody else got any questions?
She's really trying to avoid controversy.
Mm-hmm. We're not going there. So if anyone posts to my page, evangelist Shannon Neal, it's on the I Define Me page. Do that for me. Yeah, because she's like, where's the live? So, okay. So, what else do we want to talk about today, since we kind of gave a little bit of our truth? So, we want to talk about something. This is for women. Not that we're excluding the men, but if there's any men that watch this video, what we are about to do, we're about to put you up on game. So, what is it that all women at one point in their life have in common? We're talking about the thing.
Menstrual. Because one thing we want to do also is educate one another. I'm reposting the live. I'm
right.
Sorry. Okay.
Yeah. No, you're just going to tell her on my page. Okay. So just recently, I had heard about these, but I didn't see them, right? So if you know what this is, go ahead and put it at the bottom. Tell me what this is. Anybody? Put it down there.
What is that? What is it?
So for those of you who don't know what this is a menstrual cup. This is the latest and the hottest thing that women and young girls are using now for their cycles. So, some people say, well, how does that work? That's gross. So, this cup, you can keep it in for 12 hours. 12 hours. So, what you do is, you fold it like so.
Can I feel it real quick? Is it?
Yeah, go ahead, feel it. So kind of,
it's rubbery,
silicone-ish. So hold, close it, and don't be talking about how big it is either. I'm not going there on this live. So close it here, fold it, and you insert it into the vagina. What happens is it is pushed up a little and opens up and covers your cervix. You use this at the bottom, the same as hold this, Tampax string, menstrual cup, tampon. Except for this causes toxic shock syndrome. This is smelly. This don't hold nothing. As a matter of fact, you got to use this and this. So now you're stinking and you got toxic shock syndrome. I'm just saying, excuse me for not being so professional and politically correct, right? So somebody might say, that is nasty. Would you say it was nasty?
What, this right here?
To have a cup full of blood taken out?
Yeah, okay. I would.
But we're going to do a little demonstration. Then we're going to get back to
it has a little measuring
some of your truth, right, to tell you how much blood you're losing. Another issue that we have in our community are fibroids. So I actually had to have a hysterectomy where I had 15 fibroid tumors in my uterus, and that was causing a lot of heavy bleeding. I became anemic. I was getting blood transfusions and iron infusions. When I graduated with my bachelor's degree, I was leaving the hospital that morning, had my cap and gown on in the hospital, getting a blood transfusion, and my doctor was like, you can't keep going. You know, the longer you can go, the longest you can go before your body shuts down is like 2 years. And so I was like, okay, but I got to get through school first. And as soon as I graduated, a few weeks later, I went ahead and had a hysterectomy. And I'm sure that could have been avoided, but that's another conversation. So a lot of times we have heavy periods and everything because of that. So I know one individual, she had to wear a few tampons at a time because of how heavy the blood was, her flow was.
That runs in my family as well.
And I think in a lot of African American communities. So for those of you who are like, oh my God, that is gross, we wanted to do a little visual. This is something that women have to deal with every single month. She wants to pour.
I want to pour.
So you go ahead and pour.
So first I'm gonna do the pad. And
just a little bit. Jesus.
You have to wear that on you all day long.
All day. And of course, women, we know that it's way worse than this, right? Yeah. So go ahead and dip it.
Woo! Thing expands.
And that's gross and in us all day. And it's the same thing with this. So let's look at the menstrual cup.
This is about me. Yeah.
So it holds quite a bit of fluid, if you will, in the cup, and then you just pull it out the bottom, dump it in the toilet. You're going to rinse it, and then at the end of your cycle, what you do is you boil it. Thank you, evangelist. You found us. Love you, girl. So then you're going to dump it into the toilet. You rinse it out, and you boil it at the end of your cycle, and this lasts 10 years. And some people's like, well, I don't want to keep anything for 10 years. Well, you can keep it 3. You will save about at least $400 a year. Yeah. So we're talking $4,000 and over 10 years that this little thing right here, you can buy you a car for that much.
And you're preventing a lot of bacteria infections as well. And I heard that, is it true that there's some type of gel or something that's in pads that can cause cancers?
Absolutely. Everything can cause cancer. Jesus, everything can cause cancer, right? Right. Yeah, cancer, right? Yeah. So that, just wanted to bring new things, fresh ideas that are happening. When I first showed someone this, when somebody first told me about it, I was like, no, I'm not, I don't have to use it, praise God. But I took one home to my niece, and she was like, yes!
She got really excited about it?
Yes, because she wanted one, because these things run anywhere from $10 to $40. And she wanted one, but young girls, they don't have $40.
Yeah.
And their moms is like, I'm not trying that new thing, girl. Go on in there, I got a box of pads. But again, going back to what things can do, I remember when I first came on my cycle. I was raised by my grandmother, so we had the beltless Kotex, right? Oh my God. She's a lot younger than me, right? Yeah. So no sticky pad. It was like this with 2 long materials on it, and you just had to pull it and tuck it. crazy. So imagine you in middle school with this lumpy thing in your dry. It's showing,
moving around, shifting.
It's showing behind you, and everybody's like, ah, she's on her period. So now that's just one more thing to add to low self-esteem. And this is something natural that we have. So, you know, if your daughter, granddaughter, whoever want to try something new, be open to the idea. They might teach us something. A lot of times, older people don't want to listen to the younger generation and vice versa. Well, the new I Define Me brand is a combination of old school and
new school
coming together to make sure that we serve the needs and empower everyone. Clearly, what I had was sitting off in a bag, waiting for her and her gifts and the energy that she brings.
And she pushes me. I'm the one that writes down things at 2 o'clock in the morning, all types of ideas and stuff. But I never believed that I could. I never believed that I could do those things. And she pushes me. And I'm thankful for you. Thankful.
I'm actually, y'all can tell who the drinker is, right? Yeah. So, anybody else out there, do you have a truth that you want to share?
Anybody want to share a truth? Can we invite people?
I don't know. I'm wondering if I can invite some folks. Let me see how this works. So, okay. So it's going to make me do that. So, evangelist, you want to come on live and share a truth? Yep. Let me see if you're going to do it, girl. Is there anybody else? Anybody else who want to come on and share your truth with us? It's nothing that you have to do. But again, this is something that is about you. It's about everyone else. And before we actually end, we've got a guest that is so gracious. Hopefully she's able to get on here. So gracious to share her truth with us. And I want to make sure that, you know, she gets an opportunity to share with us. Evangelist, I don't know if you just don't know what to do or if you're like, no, I'm not going to do it.
But this is a platform for everybody. This is not just for us. This is a platform for everybody in the community that wants to share, want to express, use their voice to and maybe inspire somebody. You might inspire me, you might inspire her. So anytime that you want to come on while we're talking or something, just let us know.
Yeah. So let me see if Miss Porter wants to share any of her truth.
Who was that?
With us. I'm going to let her tell you who she is if she joins us here. Another thing that I'm really passionate about, and I think I've already shared it, is connecting people to resources in the community. So it's just a lot of resources, and every week I'm going to bring someone on that actually has something that, you know, you all could use. So I want to make sure that we connect you to those things. So that one's not answering. Let me see.
I didn't realize how.
Oh, you know what? I don't think they can't join. Okay, so clearly it's not letting anyone join our broadcast at this time. Maybe not. I don't know. So let me see this one. No, I don't think that it's allowing us to bring anybody. So we're going to fix that little snafu. You know what I'm saying? So that later on we can invite other people. Oh, yeah.
Hey, everyone.
You want to tell us some of your truth?
What do you want to know, Miss Harvetta?
It's whatever you're willing to share with the people. Thank you for being so brave and joining us live at 5, girl. You know that people can't get free unless we tell our story.
When you know me, I said, oh my God, I ain't got no makeup on or nothing.
Girl, you beautiful.
Thank you. Truths. Like, I don't know what to say about what.
Things that you in your past that you allowed to dictate the trajectory of your life.
Yes, something you have overcome.
Yes.
Anger. I let my anger get in the way in the past, and it took a lot of opportunities away from me, and I'm learning every day for. A lot of people don't know I was a participant of the Family Scholar House, and I let my anger and what was going on within me get me exited out of the program, you know. So I'm working on that every day. every day. I can't let what another person says about me take me out of my comfort zone. And
what do you think it was that had you just so angry in life?
Yeah, why was you angry? Where did it stem from?
just not being done with school mostly, and then having the issue with being out of financial aid and not having the help that I felt like I needed for my kids. You know, Family Scholar House helped me, my parents, but it was that other person that I was wanting to help me financially and just to give me a break for the kids. I mean, four of them, they into sports, activities, and I let all of that anger towards that one person put me out of my element. So
what have we learned?
I love you, Miss Harvetta. But I'm working on it.
And I love you back.
Every day. I got a brand new opportunity. I just started a Passport in November.
Yay!
Yay! It's more income. It's more flexibility with my position. I mean, it's 8 to 4:30. No weekends. I get volunteer days to take off so I can go on field trips with my children.
Yeah.
Volunteer work. And just being stress-free. Now I'm like, okay, so what do I do now? I'm not in school. I have one more year left, and I'm just like, I need to go on and get back on that. So.
But you know what? And this is what I want to say to everybody. Delayed does not mean denied.
It doesn't.
That's
hey,
right.
Octavia! Woo!
That's right.
She's on it. So delayed does not mean denied. And sometimes we hold on to things that it's really like a security blanket. And we feel like we can't make it without this or that person's help or whatever. But you know what I tell y'all? God has put everything in us that we need to do what he has called us to do. You didn't need a program. You didn't need the man. You didn't need me. You didn't need your mother. Everything that you needed was already inside of you. And guess what? It ain't over for school, because where you ran out of financial aid, a job, you might as well go on and receive it. It's going to pay for you to go back to school. And again, delayed does not mean denied. Your latter years shall be greater than your former years. You've got to believe that. You got to believe that and receive it, and go on and be able to walk into your tomorrow. It's going to be great. Now you don't have to be stressed out, worried about things that you would have had to worry about. So although you were afraid, guess what? You were pushed to get over that. You think it was your anger, but it really wasn't your anger. Your time there was up. But you got comfortable, like we all do. I've been comfortable in a relationship. I've been comfortable in a sin. And I was so comfortable, I was thinking that I needed that in order to move on in life. I had to give up something. You don't have no idea. I just came off a fast, and I had not wanted to fast. I had not fasted in a year and a half since my brother got locked up. Every time I go off a fast, something happens tragic in my life. And I was really angry with God, and I was scared to fast. I was like, I can't go through another 18 months of that. And it wasn't until I just finally gave in, because when you hear him, you hear him. When I finally gave in, that I was able to hear. All in this time, met Marissa, ideas got to flowing, things started happening. Things started happening, so the very thing that I was holding on to was actually the thing that was preventing me from moving forward in life. So don't worry about the past. Guess what? You ain't gonna even talk about that no more, because look where you are now. I am so proud of you. Super proud of you, girl. I love you.
I love y'all too.
Over here so we can pull our other girl in.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
I'm gonna continue to watch.
Like it, and we'll be back on next week. And next week's topic is femininity defined from a male's perspective. And we're gonna have a male panel here, so y'all gonna be able to hear the voice of a man. You're gonna be able to share. You're gonna be able to ask questions. So just in case you can't send questions in that day, go ahead and inbox us some questions that you would like for us to ask our male panel, so that we can all see how men view us and what they are looking for, because she's married. I plan on remarrying.
Me
boy.
too. Me
Hey,
too.
you plan on getting married, so I want to know how a man looks at me as the strong, single, smart, educated, you know, or just whatever, and so that maybe one day I can.
And hopefully we get my husband on here so he can tell you what he was looking for in a wife.
Absolutely. Love you too.
See y'all. Love you too.
Right, bye-bye. Thank you. All righty. So yes, I love that.
That was kind of deep.
That was a little bit deep, right? So what we got on? What we got? What time? What's our time? We want to do Michael.
Our time is 5:47. Great time.
Perfect.
Great time.
So we have
a musical guest.
We have local talent that people are sleeping on, and she also has a very powerful story of her own. We've been connected for a while, but it's just been like recently that, I mean,
Hi, beautiful.
Hi, how are you? I've never done this before.
And I know, right? We haven't either. How about that? I am.
Hello.
So excited that you are on here. I was just sharing with everybody how, oh my God, you have inspired me more than you know. And just how
really?
Yeah.
Now that's you.
That again, you all have no idea how you inspire other people. So everybody who is watching, we have Miss Octavia right in the house.
Hey.
Who was so gracious to accept today's invitation. I texted her while I was at church, and I was like, oh my God, who? And, you know, it was like Octavia. So I'm going to let her tell you about the song that she's going to sing. If she wants to share a little bit about herself, because I wanted to now be all about you. Our special guest, Miss Octavia.
Am I the special guest? Hi, everybody. I'm really glad you asked me to do this. I've been in the bed for like 2 days, so it's kind of a good change of pace for me. I'm on the couch now. My name is Octavia Wright, and I am a part of the Family Scholar House now. I'm very, very grateful to be a part of something so amazing. And Miss Harvetta, you say that, you know, I've inspired you or done whatever, like you have no clue what you've done for me. And I'm just grateful. I'm excited. I'm happy. I can't believe I'm back in school, and I don't know. I never really imagined, but I just got to do something different for myself. And I sang. That's, of course, something that has always been a big part of me, but that's not where it stops either. Sometimes, if things aren't working the way that you would have liked them to, you got to kind of maneuver and go around and try to find other ways to still, I guess, make your dreams come true in some way. Yeah. So I'm never going to give up, but right now I do appreciate the path that I'm on, because I'm refocused and redirected. In so many ways. I'm still growing, though. It's new to me, being back in school after all these years, and then like just having a lot going on in life. It was overwhelming for me. These last couple of weeks have kind of been overwhelming for me. Yeah. But I'm just gonna keep pushing. Yeah. I feel like I have to prove it to myself, and then my mother, she's somewhere. She's in her room. I'm at my mom's. But she's really happy. I've talked to her. How are you? I don't.
This is Marissa.
Hi. I'm Marissa.
And Stoddard Johnson. So we'll probably cross paths one day.
Yeah, I hope so. But no, my mom knows all about you, Miss Ray. And she loves you. She don't even know you, but she loves you.
Beautiful. And I love her back. She's very inspirational, empowering.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
You. It's about you right now.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
Tell us about the song and what inspired you to write the song.
Okay, the song that I'm going to give you all a sample of, I wasn't able to get the music, but it's called Make It. And really something that was easy for me to write because it's kind of like my everyday life and what it is that I live. I got the music and I just wrote to it, and I kind of how it grew from there. I wish that I had the music to play in the background, but I'll just sing a little bit.
What she's going to do is she's going to share the link to her SoundCloud, and I want everybody who's watching to go and listen, but don't just listen, buy it, download it, support. It's about supporting one another.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Did y'all not believe me when I used to say I'm gonna make it out the hood someday? I'm gonna make a lot of money when I perform on stage. Been working too long, man, up my wage. Yeah, this song's especially for the people that be struggling, working hard on your 9 to 5s. To all the ladies with the babies who be thinking you can't make it, girl, you can't survive. You can be who you want, even if you're from the hood. If you got a bad past, change it for the good. I know about falling off and I done been through hell, but I dusted off and tried again cause I refuse to fail. Did y'all not believe me when I used to say I'm gonna make it out the hood someday? I'm gonna make a lot of money when I perform on stage. Been working too long, man, up my wage. Did y'all not believe me when I used to say I'm gonna make it out the hood someday? Now y'all see me on y'all TVs and on the magazines. Can't believe I'm living out my dreams. I wanna give a shout out to all the people who believe that I would make it, no doubt. Now I want to give a shout out to all the haters who motivated me because they had their doubts. Ever since I was a little girl, I knew that I would make it. Some people gave up on me when I started having babies. I just kind of like got joked up. Now y'all see me on the radio and see me on the stages. Took a little time, but this hood girl finally made it. Did y'all not believe me when I used to say I'm gonna make it out the hood someday? I'm gonna make a lot of money when I perform on stage. Been working too long, man, up my wage. Did y'all not believe me when I used to say I'm gonna make it out the hood someday? Now y'all see me on y'all TVs and on the magazines. Can't believe I'm living out my dreams. Said I'd make it. Man, I'm like, I feel like a rapper.
Message, lady.
Yes, thank you so much. I love you. I'm gonna call you in a second.
Call me. Hear me out. You know what I'm saying?
I am. Love you, girl.
I love you too.
All right, we are at what time we got? Yeah. Tell me how powerful was that? So we are coming to the end, and my battery's done. So, we'll have to work on that. But thank you, everybody, for joining us for Sunday Live at 5. We will be back right here next week
Sunday
with our panel of men ready to tell us about femininity as far as they see it. Yeah. So until next week, remember that the life you lead and the beliefs you hold are why you need to understand that success and greatness are not determined by the material displays nor the opinions of others. Remember, the name of the label doesn't matter if it's light skin, dark skin, fat, skinny, ugly, boy, girl,